Jennifer, hi, this is Dean Butler. I played Almanzo Wilder on Little House on the Prairie, and you are getting ready to celebrate your 50th birthday on the 29th of October. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jennifer. Many happy returns on your special day. Rick reached out to me to let me know that Little House is your favorite show. As you can imagine, that makes me and all the people that I worked with through the years very happy to know that Little House is your favorite show. The show has been something that has been so incredible for all of us to have been a part of it. It's, whether it's, in some cases it's the penultimate moment, in other cases it's a fantastic beginning. But Little House has had that effect on all of our lives that's very positive. And I think it's because really the main reason for that is that it's so clear that people love it so much. And when people love something as much as they seem to love Little House, that gets communicated to everybody who is involved. And we have seen that, felt that, experienced that love and affection for years and years and years. And it's just an incredible gift. And of course, as we get ready to celebrate and it's just 2 years off now, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Little House, that's going to be a very special time. But every year is a special time, and it's a remarkable thing. I understand from Rick that you still watch the show every day, and that Blizzard, interestingly enough, that Blizzard is your favorite episode. And of course, we're coming up on the time of year when Little House, or when Blizzard was set on Christmas Eve. So the stakes are very high, and the storm is strong, and there's all of this expectancy of the happy holiday, and then this storm drops in. This Blizzard was based on, I think it's based on an actual event. And I think it took place in 1881, and it was dubbed the Children's Blizzard because it came up out of nowhere, and so many children lost their lives in this storm between the time they left their schools and got home, or before they could get home. The storm was upon them, and with tragic results. Something I've always been very impressed by, moved by, particularly in the context of this time that Little House is set in. Weather is always powerful. Weather, as we've seen with all the storms that we have to this day, weather can overwhelm us. The power of nature is so dominant when nature really lashes out. There's very little we can do to stop it. And here we have, at this point, at least in our country, we're living in one of the most advanced places in the world where the buildings are better, the clothing is better, the vehicles are better, maybe not the very best on the planet in every case, but really a cut above. And we find this extreme weather has these incredible impacts on us. I think back to those times that we talk about on the show where people lived so simply. Literally living in claim shanties with paper covering the walls to keep the snow and the cold wind from coming in. Just imagine that when you think about that. The clothing that people were wearing, obviously they heavily layered. There were, wool socks and wool stockings and, multiple layers for women and dresses and, petticoats and then scarves and caps and all this. But even so, with all of that, these fabrics were not as tightly woven as what we wear today, or as scientifically advanced as what we wear today with Thinsulate and all the different insulation materials we have for hats, outerwear, layering garments, shoes, socks. And, when we get out in that kind of weather, and I don't know where you live, Jennifer, I don't know where you and Rick live, but, if it gets cold there, you have the means to deal with it. And really, at the core of that is your ability to come inside, hopefully, and have a fire or a furnace and a home that's insulated to some degree to protect you from the extreme cold. And back in those years, they had really nothing like what we have available to us today. And the fact that anybody survived under these extreme circumstances is remarkable to me. You just have to come to the conclusion that people were enormously tough. They were, and of course, they were seasoned to the weather, and perhaps in ways that we are not. They could endure a greater level of cold and heat and wind than we can. Because we have the means to get out of it, we are not as resistant to it. They had really no place to hide. When this weather swept down on them, I think of the Little House book, The Long Winter, and I don't think The Long Winter really, the blizzard episode drew any direct inspiration from The Long Winter, but nonetheless, the cold and deprivation that everybody in DeSmet endured in order to get through that winter and reach springtime so that the tracks could be cleared and the Christmas barrel would arrive and they would celebrate Christmas in May. I mean, it's just that book in particular, and if I'm sure you've read it, and I don't know how you feel about it and compared to the other books. I think it's one of the finest written books that Laura did. It's certainly incredibly compelling. The stakes are amazingly high. And I think that Michael crafted the blizzard episode of Little House to have those kinds of high stakes, particularly given the reality that children were in jeopardy. And then you add to that, not only, anytime you put children in jeopardy, that's a serious event, but then you put it on Christmas Eve and you have all the huge emotional weight of all of that. So it's powerful. I mean, good for you. You've chosen a great episode to have as one of your favorites. And I know, Rick says it makes him cry, and then he tells you it's a stupid show with a smile on his face, which is, I think, really great. It's so easy, and it's so easy for men to dismiss Little House because it does have this very emotional, gentle quality to it. But along with that, you have episodes like Blizzard where the emotional stakes are huge. And I don't care whether you're man, woman, young, old, you're going to get those stakes. Michael knew how to create jeopardy for his characters, and he brings us all, when I say us all, us the audience, right into that with him and with those characters. And it's very powerful and terrific. And listen, I'm glad that you have watched the show, enjoyed the show. Jennifer, I wish you a very happy 50th birthday. I hope it's a great day for you and for your family, filled with love and happiness. And however you celebrate your birthday, I hope it's a great day for you. Again, thank you for being such a devoted Little House fan. It's really gratifying for all of us. Rick, thank you for thinking of me to send this message to Jennifer. I'm so happy to do it. It's a gift to me. Yeah, I mean, you give me the gift of being able to help you celebrate your birthday, which I really appreciate. Happy birthday, Jennifer. Many happy returns on your special day. Have a great holiday season and a terrific 2023. All the best. Bye-bye.